Hello, welcome, namaskar. You're watching Storymakers, and very seldom a point comes in my life, especially when I meet somebody who is so inspiring and who is actually doing wonders for society. Today, the guest which I have with me on the show is a retired Joint Commissioner of Income Tax, Mr. Daggumalla Prasada Rao. He is very much rooted to the villages and the rural part of India. Of course, as well as the tier 1 as well, and he loves to speak about the sectors of health, education and finance, and loves talking about on social and economic issues and international relations of India with other countries. So without further ado, let's welcome him on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, in front of you we've got Mr. Daggumalla Prasada Rao. Hello sir. First of all, pleasure meeting you on my show. How are you today?
Yeah, good to be here. I'm fine.
Thank you, thank you. All you bureaucrats, you speak very less, right? Just do the cut-to-cut answers, but good to see you, right? So I'll jump to questions because I have a few questions to ask you. First, I got to know that you are a chairman of a real estate company.
Yeah.
And you have a vision to make society a better place to live in, right, for everybody, be it the person of any caste, creed, culture, color, whatever, right? So how do you think real estate can be beneficial and helpful for the society?
Initially, you know, our society is dependent on three main tenets.
Right.
Roti, kapda or makan.
Absolutely.
So we have taken the third one, makan.
Right.
We construct houses, independent houses and apartments, and sell to target people middle class and below, so that we will be providing housing to the many people, required people. And not only that, when we take up the business, we are providing employment to almost 150 engineers.
Wow.
1000 people labor, and many consultants like architecture, structural engineers and consultants, quality consultants and all. So on the whole, we are providing lot of employment and also providing housing to the people. So that is how we are in the society now.
Fantastic. I think it's a wonderful work that you're doing. But I also got to know, since I spoke in your introduction, that you're a retired Joint Commissioner of Income Tax Department. So if you can help me with your journey, you know, how your childhood was, how you've been brought up, and then how was the life in the Income Tax Department, and what made you go connected with the rural and villages so much, you know. So if you can help us there.
Yeah, basically there is some historical background. Basically, I come from a very small village called Chintakumpalle, which is in Andhra Pradesh, Prakasam district, Andhra Pradesh. So we struggled a lot, studied and came to cities, then appeared for competitive exams and get into Income Tax Department. Since I came to a certain level of status and also financial position, then we started helping people. We have always in mind Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's concept of paying back to society. So always we keep that in our mind. So from the beginning, I have been serving these rural areas and societies, particularly marginal sections like SC, ST, BC, Muslims and Christians, who are in need of our help.
Right.
So later, maybe after 30 years of service, I thought I would do in a bigger way. By the time my son, Mr. Radhey, is already doing business and started a company of this real estate company, and entered into Radhey Constructions Pvt Limited, entered into construction of the independent houses. As it is growing, scope is growing, I have resigned the service and joined him to assist him in the field of finance and accounts. And the core work is looked after my son Radhey, and finance and accounts I look after that. And my daughter Rajivi is also one of the directors. She is also a MSc Psychology. She also looks after architectural designs and any structural requirement, green part of the projects.
Okay, so the green initiatives are probably taken by her.
Once if you see our buildings, if you see an aerial view, you will see more of trees rather than the houses there.
Wow.
So that is how they are known for.
Wow. That's I think in North India we've just seen this in our dreams, right? But we'll be seeing very soon in reality as well. Fantastic. So I just want to know what, you know, there's always a turn that comes in everybody's life which makes that person to think in certain path or in certain way. So what was that turn in your life which made you think, no, I have to do this? There things are not good. I think society can be a better place for people. So what you saw and what happened in your personal life which made you take decision and do this?
It is not one incident. See, I have been seeing the society from my childhood. This society consists of so many people, and 60 to 65% of the people are under poverty.
Absolutely.
And still we see, I mean, imagine 30 years back, and still we see a person having 1 meal a day and without clothing and without housing. So these kind of influences are there on my mind. And then I came to this business. Once we started getting, I mean, financial support, we are helping a lot. And now I must tell you one thing. Now I have taken, rather I ventured out to enter into politics now.
Wow.
Yeah. See, so far I have been doing individually.
Right.
Now I thought if I want to reach society at a large, I thought government service, I mean, get into government is a better
absolutely.
way. That is why I claimed a seat, member of parliament seat in Chittoor district of Andhra Pradesh.
Congratulations.
So now I am contesting now.
Fantastic.
So hopefully I will get into parliament very soon.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
And for this, I must tell you inspiration for me, how I should get inspired to get into politics.
Absolutely.
There is one man who has got vision, who has got administrative capabilities, who is down to earth, financially good, who is, his vision is always 20 to 25 years ahead. That man is called Mr. Nara Chandrababu Naidu, who has served as Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh combined 14 years. So he is my inspiration. And for example, I can tell you, he is the man who has foreseen 25 years in advance. That is called, we call vision.
Of course.
That this world is going to depend on software industry. Then he took a decision 25 years back to make a seed in Andhra Pradesh, and he started software industry in Andhra Pradesh. Now after 25 years, can you imagine somebody imagining after 25 years what is going to happen? He has imagined, which has become truth now.
Of course.
And you know, now lakhs of people software engineers. Whole India is software now.
Right.
And our exports predominantly from software industry now, and particularly Bangalore and Hyderabad and Chennai. So this is all because of the icon person like Chandrababu Naidu, who is our Chief Minister. So I took inspiration from him and joined in Telugu Desam Party and contesting from Chittoor district of Andhra Pradesh now.
I wish you all the best for that.
Thank you.
You've got a wonderful vision. But if I ask you, what are the areas of society that you're focusing on, or you're keenly interested to make that area of the society better?
Our prime interest is education. Followed by healthcare. And environmental protection. These are the main three things we concentrate.
You spoke about education, health
and environmental protection.
Got it.
Not to do any harm to the atmosphere.
Of course.
That's it. Education, you know, our literacy rate in India, it is almost, average literacy rate is coming to almost 65 to 70%. But there is a difference in different states.
Of course.
Kerala, like, it is almost above 90%.
Above 90.
And some backward state, it is below 40%. So that's where we want to balance. And we took up the education because there are people who are not able to afford the fees. And government schools are not so good. Even if they go government schools, at certain level government support is not there. So that is why we started supporting them. So we started supporting individually and families wise to get their education and to get their educational. Likewise, healthcare. You know, now there are primary health centers which are of they take care of the primary health, as it is called. It is the primary health only. When there are bigger problems related to health, they have to approach to the good hospitals and government hospitals in cities and towns. So where there are people who are not able to afford, we are there to support them to get assistance for their treatment and all that. And anyway, if it is serious, we will support the families, and if it is rectifiable, if it is curable, then we try to help them out.
And how do you do that? Like you make the hospitals very near to their houses or the villages? And
no, it is not possible like
of
that.
course,
So
that's
the hospitals are located in towns, as we said, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities.
Right.
With rural, we take them to the hospitals.
Okay,
and
provide
we
that
will allow
service.
them to see. We will estimate the cost of expenditure and all that. We support them at that level. And normally, when you have that support, people take care of themselves. Regarding environmental protection, we missed the third one.
Yes, very important.
So we are following. We are IGBS certified company now, and all the, as I said, all the projects are green projects. And in the construction also, we are applying My One technology in the apartments, where you avoid so many environmental problems. And you see the buildings, almost 50 to 55% is open land with greenery. That is why we follow the IGBS rules, and also our intention is to follow that. And when there are independent houses, at the cost of our profit, we provide backyard system, which is there in US.
Yes, of course, it's a dream for India.
When two houses facing west and east, there is some 30 feet of greenery you have. That will give you greenery and also give you privacy to live in this society. So our built-in societies are very good and greenery, and they have a lot of privacy, and children-centric houses. Mostly we take care of children.
Sounds so good. So good. The future looks brighter now, I feel. Talk about environmental betterment. So what hurdles you come across and how you tackle them?
As far as business is concerned, this is a different sector business. See, we have to acquire land.
Of course.
And we have to construct. We have to depend on customers. And we have to deliver the quality houses and in time. The promised time.
Absolutely.
These are all the problems.
The promised time.
And particularly when you acquire land, there are so many legal issues. We have to address them first. That is why we have a motto called due diligence and strict financial discipline is our cardinal principles. So due diligence is, we do land, while acquiring land, we take such a legal opinion. There are 4 or 5 levels, advocates, experts, me, all that. Once we satisfied, only we take the land.
Very important. Very important.
Later, anyway, building construction, my son Radhey takes care of all the qualities without any doubt. He takes care of all the qualities and quality, and he appoints quality teams. And in the real estate, the major problem is the seepage. The seepage.
It is a big problem.
And in all the big projects, you will see that seepage. Once you occupy, only you come to know.
Of course.
That we are able to address with the technology and the material. That we are able to do. And timeline, we just deliver within time. If we say some date, most probably 1 month in advance we deliver them. And the quality, absolutely no compromise.
Radhey, all the best, man. You're doing a good job. What are your future plans? As in, I got to understand what you're trying to build, the backyards, the greener, the green, the green space that you spoke about. But I would also like to know, what apart from this, what are your other future plans that you trying to do for society? Coming back to that.
As I said earlier, if I get into the parliament, I'll try to discuss the problems of society and see that it is made part of policy making.
Right.
That is one part.
Right.
And I know some of the problems in my constituency.
Right.
And particularly pertaining to sugarcane.
Right.
And pertaining to granites.
Right.
Pertaining to weavers. Pertaining to all backward castes. I think I will be able to address them in Parliament. I will be able to discuss them in Parliament and influence to make suitable policies which will help these people.
That's
and particularly
the best place, I guess.
And this Chittoor district is predominantly dominated by Dalit. It is a reserved constituency.
Right.
So I will definitely work for them. I will see that their lives are bettered. And not that by giving some benefits. We are trying to give them source of income. In course of time, they create wealth for themselves. It is like teaching them to catch the fish, not getting the fish.
Correct. Superb. So, what are the innovative approaches that you are bringing up to tackle complex social issues, economic issues? If you can speak about that.
Yeah, I read a lot of books in this one, and I definitely follow all the economists, including Amartya Sen and Rajan. Yeah, we see that.
Right.
And we know we have a wonderful finance minister, Sitaraman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we follow that. I see the budget, formation of the budget, and I analyze that. And here I think it is better as a bit of governmental developmental activities. Once Modi is referred, I heard everybody is referring to the religious thing. I heard everybody is referring to his how he is influencing society. But I want to mention here what exactly he has done to this country.
Right.
And at foreign international relations, he is the person. We will take only one example, not all that. The time is short.
Of course.
Yeah, we will take one example
Right.
where border between China and India. You can observe before a decade, we were never reached our military preparedness in the borders.
Absolutely.
That is why China is able to show some aggression against us. Now, after 10 years of this government,
right,
you will see all the military tanks, all the defense personnel, aviation station in Ladakh, and now everything is available there.
Absolutely.
Within hours of time, we can move our armory and defense personnel.
Right.
This is the greatest development that we are advancing.
We have achieved. Yeah.
Achieved.
Right.
And you can imagine when your force is in front, no country will dare to come into our this one. Earlier it happened, now it will not happen.
Right.
And another, renewable energy. I don't know how many people are able to follow this. Renewable energy is one area where this government is concentrating. And now they are concentrating. Earlier it was 180 gigawatts, we call it. You know, renewable energy is, solar and wind and other gigawatts.
Right.
Now he is targeting at 500 gigawatts power renewable energy, which will help people and reduce. It will facilitate two problems. One is it will help you to reduce your power bill.
Right.
Second is dependency on the thermal product.
Correct.
Anyway, hydro is very less for us.
Correct.
So thermal is reduced. When thermal is reduced, your coal problem comes down and your pollution comes down. So this is where he is treated. And he recently has entered into International Renewable Energy Alliance, where 150 countries are participants. And 94 countries have already approved this alliance. You know what will happen on that? So all those people who want to have solar plant on their individual houses, they will be able to give you incentives.
Right.
So to provide them.
Right.
Once many of the houses, a crore of houses is given,
solar panels.
now you can imagine how best they can, how advantage they use.
Correct.
So it is one way of addressing the power problems of this country.
Right.
So these are all only few instances. I can go on telling so many things. As interview is short,
right.
we will end this.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. I feel it's fantastic. But if I talk about your entrepreneurial journey, you've been a bureaucrat. So being from that world, coming from that world, 30 years into that department, then you know one day you think of, no, I'll become an entrepreneur and I'll do good for society. Of course, societal goodness was always there in your head, which I can see from your talks. But becoming an entrepreneur is a decision that one takes. What made you take that decision?
Yeah, in fact, I never thought of becoming an entrepreneur.
Right.
So the only two conditions that forced me is,
okay,
one is Radhey's decision to get into entrepreneurship.
Right.
So he wanted to do some business, and second is to reach the society at large. When you don't have money, you cannot help them. Entrepreneurship, you make money and help the people.
So true. Such a lovely point you mentioned.
And experience wise, I may not be doing business experience of doing business, but I have seen people for the last 30 years who are doing business in manufacturing sectors like engineering sectors, pharma sector, logistics sector, and sugar mills, molasses, spirit making, cooperative sector, all kinds of business I have seen. People's inside, inside I have seen people who can make profits, who can do where people are suffering. I have also seen the construction business like Maharashtra, Karnataka, Pune and Chennai, Bangalore. I have seen that. So then I thought not much of experience is required. Anyway, I am not into the core activity. Mr. Radhey is core activity. He is a young boy, he is doing very well.
I think your experience will help him.
Yeah, I am there as a support.
As a guidance.
Yeah, guidance. So that is there. And I think here I should mention my family thing a bit little.
Please.
Yeah. I have, my wife was working. She has sacrificed her job and resigned because of both of us doing business. And I have two children. One is Radhey, who is managing director of this company. And his wife Priyanka, who is a doctor. And he has got one daughter, my lovely granddaughter, Mishika. And my wife Sujata is there. And I have daughter, son is this, daughter, she is Rajivi, she is well qualified in MSc psychology, she is a specialist child psychology. And she has got two sons, they are also Ivan and Rihan, very close to my heart. And Mishika, they are my stress busters. So, and my son-in-law is a superintendent of police in Telangana Police. So they are all comfortable, very happy. Then they said, we are all happy, our children are happy, why don't you go for your elevation of your career? That is why I have ventured out into politics and to member of parliament. That is one reason.
I think family support comes in
beautifully,
the picture beautifully, and if you have a dad like you, right? If Radhey and your daughter has a lovely
Rajivi
dad like you, then you know it's a great support. So it works both ways, right? It's a two-way thing. I would love to know what is the vision of Radhey Constructions, if I talk.
Yeah, as far as vision is concerned, as I told you, we need to have sustainable business, at least he reaches 60.
Right, that
is one thing.
That's what you mentioned.
And another vision is, we want to have more number of people, anyway it grows, more number of people, more number of employees, more number of labor force, more number of architectural design, more number of, there are so many people will be involved. Now if it is 3,000, it may increase to 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. We want to give them sustainable life, not just an employee. That is our vision. And these two, again, our core activity is to provide housing to the society. That also we will see that provide quality, sustainable houses at affordable prices.
Roti kapda makan, as you mentioned.
As I mentioned, roti kapda makan. That third part we will take up, and we will see that all that will happen. That's our vision.
Thank you so much for taking out time and letting us know what you think and what are your plans to make this society a better place to live in,
Yeah, yeah.
and probably a better place for the future generation,
Yeah, that
who
is.
will grow and who will live and who will breathe this air
Yeah,
which you will be providing in certain sense, right? But thank you so much for taking our time.
Yeah,
It was a
before
pleasure
closing, I just want
Yes.
to mention that.
Please.
See, this country has 50% of the women force.
talking. Right,
We need to encourage them to get into forces,
right,
get into business,
right,
get into education, get into technology, get into manufacturing, give them economic independence and see what force they will become. And it is the responsibility of the country. We can't put them, we can't keep them to the housewives.
right.
So
Restricting
this
to
is
them
our
to be housewives.
responsibility,
Yeah.
and this is what I want to convey. Thank you very much. Thanks for your lively interview.
Thank you, thank you. It was pleasure. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we had with us Mr. Daggumalla Prasada Rao, who has got a great vision. I hope you learned something from this interview, and the way he mentioned very, very detailed nuances about the different sectors of the society. And I hope this helps you in a certain way where you can also come up and come up for the betterment of the society and the world that you see around yourself. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back with some more lovely interviews in our later episodes. Keep watching and stick to Storymakers.